Let me know when the stream is started.
Okay. We are 5 seconds live. 5 seconds live.
We've
We
been
are
five
now
seconds
five
live. We've been
seconds
live for
live.
5
Well,
seconds.
now we're at 8 seconds.
Jesus Christ, where are we? Let's see how we sound.
Well, now we're at 8 seconds. All right.
Woo! I love seeing that. That's a
It's
good way
really
to start
good.
the show. We just double check. It's part of
How we got to do
the
it.
fun of it. Um, that's how we got to do it. This is Loser Leaves Wrestling. Loser Leaves Wrestling with the Loser Leaves Wrestling crew. My name is Red Jefferson, and I am here with Roy Lazowitz. What?
No, I was.
You got a
That was
problem?
my excited face.
Oh, I thought you got. I
No,
thought
it was the
yes.
like, yeah, we are here.
What?
You're right. We're here.
It's the news you can't lose. It's the news you can't lose. It's the news you can't lose. Before we start talking about the news, do we want to talk about some things this week of the Cody Rhodes
Yeah,
in
I think we have
nature?
3 shows to quickly talk about.
I guess what? Rampage,
Dark Side.
Rhodes
Do
to
you
the
want to talk
top,
about Dark Side of the
and
Ring?
Dark
Yeah.
Side. Yeah, we should probably talk. Certified Hustlers here. You fellas sound good to
Hell
me,
yeah.
nephews. Brother, I beat you last week with a smash and pumpkin elbow straight out of the NWA Power. Thank you so much, Certified
Yes.
Hustler. We missed you.
Yes.
We missed you. Let's talk about which one do you want to talk about? Let's talk about Road to the Top
let's
first.
do it.
Yeah,
You didn't
bad.
like it.
No, man. I thought it was a little it was fake. It was phony. It was very stupid. And the things that I got backstage were also very produced. You know, nothing real.
Yeah. I liked seeing the backstage stuff though. I liked the Ricky Stark stuff. I didn't feel like that was he broke his neck and he was upset about it. I think that's legit.
Sure.
But yeah, I think everything not AEW related, I did not enjoy and did not want to watch. The baby shower, not interested. Go back to AEW.
Yeah.
I want to see more of that.
Did not care. Honestly, Brandy isn't a very likable
Yeah.
character. Neither is Cody, and I don't know why there's a show about those two. Like it just seems bad. It just seems bad. We got some things here. Certified Hustler, brother. I got front row tickets for Any Means Necessary Steel Cage Crimson against Jax Dane. Do you know about
I know
this?
that they have
Any Means Necessary?
NWA has a show coming up called By Any Means Necessary, but I didn't know what the card was.
And I also had front row tickets for NWA 73 and had back row tickets, lol, for NWA Empower. Is that a Burners NWA? I like it. I like it, Certified Hustler. Yeah, I'm probably not going to watch again unless there's something
We're talking about Roads to the Top here. Yeah.
Roads to the Top.
I'll give you the report because I'm going to keep watching it. Because I know that there's more
Sure.
fun backstage stuff coming, and that's all I'm in it for.
I might watch a little bit here and there, but who knows? All I saw is a preview of MJF saying, "How's the baby?" I'm just joking. Fuck yourselves. And I didn't. That's like seems like the most entertaining thing on that episode.
Well, if I gave the
knows?
first season of Ms. and Mrs. a chance, I'll give the first season of this show a chance.
You are strong. You're strong of will. What else we got here? We got Dark Side of the Ring. Dark Side of the Ring with they're talking about FMW, Frontier Martial Martial Arts Wrestling.
Yeah, that's it. You got it.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was great.
Good.
It was good.
Good episode. Onita's a piece of shit.
Why do you think he's a piece of shit? I agree with you, but I'm curious.
Because he sold a guy a company and gave him no information on how to run it afterwards. He kind of like let him flounder and die. And he thinks that he's still the shit and he has no problem with how much money he took from everyone. I wish Terry Funk was legit when he gave the fingers. He's like, fuck you.
I mean, he was the MVP of the episode, no doubt. Terry Funk was the highlight.
Terry Funk was legit.
Yeah.
Really great part of the episode. He was very funny. Very funny. And he's with it. I thought he wasn't going to be with it, but he's very right?
They say that, when he has good days, they're really good days, but when he has bad days, they're not great. Sure. I also thought Sabu was interesting. Absolutely. 100%.
Real bad guy.
That story, though, about the Yakuza like kicking him on the ground and Mike Awesome throwing them all off of him. Pretty good. Pretty
Love
good.
that. Love that. Love that. I would love for them to do a Dark Side of Sabu where they talk about him like pissing and shitting and bleeding all over a hotel room and then just leaving it there and then blaming it on someone else. That's a good story. I'll tell you later. We got some things here. Certified Hustler. Woo! St. Louis's professional wrestling country. Yeah. Represent St. Louis. Thank you so much, Certified Hustler. Yeah, Cody's trying to get his way far away from pro wrestling as possible. The rumor on the street is he will be facing Nick Aldis for a third time and then retire from pro wrestling.
Nick Aldis.
Maybe?
Why not?
No, he's not. They were saying Nick Aldis will be world champion again. He will face Cody at NWA 74. I'm telling you, I'm a big NWA fan. I believe you, Certified Hustler. And that's an interesting thought. That'd be really crazy if they they go NWA territory. Conrad Thompson takes over NWA, and Conrad Thompson takes over AEW, causes the Conrad Thompson world. Is Jungle Boy and MJF, who are the stars before the real stars came over, are on the way to WWE great again?
They're on the way to WWE to make WWE great again.
I wish. Mafia will make. You're damn right. Certified Hustler, you're damn right. What were your thoughts on any other thoughts from Dark Side?
Yeah, I just thought, I don't know, man. Yeah, it was good. Even episodes, like, I got done with that episode, and I was like, wow, that felt lighter than the last 2 weeks. And then I was like, well, it's about a guy who killed himself, and that other guy paralyzed himself. And no, this wasn't lighter at all. This was also brutal. They're all brutal. But really good, really good. Hayabusa, great wrestler.
I can't wait for... Yeah. Luna, I can't
is
wait
Luna
for
next week?
I think Luna Vachon's next week.
And that...
Oh, no. That fucking Smoky Mountain wrestler guy.
Johnny K9.
Johnny K9.
There's a...
Certified Hustler.
I was just going to say, Johnny K9, there's a... On Peacock now, it used to be on the network, there's a Smoky Mountain Wrestling episode. It's either his like first or second appearance, because he came in as like a tough guy for Jim Cornette. And Cornette tells the story about how the promo that they're shooting keeps breaking bottles over his head. And I guess it's an old trick that you put the bottle in the oven for a little bit. It softens and you can easily break it over your head, which I didn't know. But he was like, no, I can do this, no problem. You don't need to soften the glass. And they did it like 7 times and it wouldn't break on his head. That's the kind of guy this is.
You ever see that Cactus Jack Sabu match where... the Sabu and Cactus like break the bottle over my head and he can't and he keeps going. He's just like thunk,
oh my god.
And the crowd is just like
it terrible.
It's hard. Certified Hustler says WWE great again. Watch. I heard that WWE's being a little spicier. I saw some clips of SmackDown yesterday. Which seemed fine. Brock Lesnar.
Did you see that Brock Lesnar like stuff? When he said he was a free agent? Boy, that guy's so uncomfortable talking. It came off to me as he was like, I'm a free agent now.
Does he look sunburnt always? Like his face is absolutely peeling. It's crazy. But then we have to talk about Rampage. A little bit about Rampage. Great match with Daniel Bryan and Nick Jackson. Yep. Nick Jackson's best singles match that I've ever seen. Yep. But he doesn't have that many. What are your thoughts on
I thought it was a good show. I thought it was a good show overall. I think Nick Jackson's a really good singles wrestler who never wrestles singles, which is understandable. But also Bryan Danielson is awesome. He's great. I thought the women's triple threat match was good. I thought it was good. I thought the ending, I would have done something a little more climactic in that ending, especially if Jade was going over. But I thought it was good. I thought it was a good opportunity. I think it's tricky because Thunder Rosa is very good. Jade Cargill is still very new. And Nyla Rose is very good when against a good opponent. So there was a lot of elements there that they were kind of all working with. But I think they did what they could. How'd you feel about that match?
They did. It was good. I thought it was a good match. Solid match. Nyla's a little sloppy sometimes. And... It's just the thing is like I just can't wait for like Serena Deeb and Mercedes. I hope Mercedes Martinez comes in. I just want more experienced wrestlers to work with Thunder Rosa so she learns how to carry a match that way. Yeah. You know, it's just unfortunate that they don't have that. But we'll see moving forward. One problem I had with the night, which I liked the main event, Orange Cassidy versus Jack Evans, But if you're gonna do a hair versus hair match, have them hold down the fucking guy when you're doing it. He's pretending he's unconscious and like he's not there, but that's
silly.
so dumb. And they had 30 people there. They had every Dark Order. Why can't anyone just hold down a leg? Just hold down a leg and arm and just hold him down. So he could stretch. That's more fun to see him like upset that he has to do this. Unconscious haircutting is.
I will say, my issue with Rampage has been, at least over the last few weeks, is it's like it may be something in the ratings or how it's put together. And last night was a step above the last few weeks, but it's like you open with this really hot match with these top stars, and then
Is Scott Steiner?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's bad timing. Scott Steiner's on his way.
It's Braun Breaker.
He's bringing Braun with him. But then they main event with like a fine match. I thought last night was better than like Brian Pillman versus Max Caster, but like it just feels like the show starts to like you're getting an audience used to like we're starting hot and then we're just gonna kind of slowly go down to end the show quietly. I wish they would.
Yeah. I think maybe that wasn't really a match for the crowd, you know. I feel, but it was a good match, and I enjoyed Rampage. Good night overall, and they're doing a good. We got some things here. Certified Hustler says that Conrad Thompson deal about him taking over NWO is gone and over with. Ric Flair coming out of the dark side of the ring. Don't forget Conrad's his son-in-law. That's not going to happen. You're damn right it's not going to happen. Let's move on to the news. Let's talk about the news. The news of the week. The news September 26th to October 2nd. And what a slow news week. What we got? The biggest news, and this is really good stuff. I'm very excited about this. AEW executive vice presidents lose creative power.
No.
You heard about this? Oh, Tony Khan has tightening the reins on creative and hiring power. And basically, they are EVP in name only. Matt Jackson, this is the roles. Matt and his wife handle merch. They handle merch transactions or something like that. Nick only works on being the elite. The stupidest component of the entire organization. Omega works in the gaming department, and he does some agenting for matches. Cody was the only one to attend meetings, regular office meetings, but even his role is diminished. All of them have no say of creative anymore. It's all Tony Khan all the time.
Weird.
It's great.
Well, okay, that was my question to you as a follow-up to that is, did you feel like all of the bad creative thing or things creatively that you don't like? What about what you think that's great? And I don't disagree with you. I also think less cooks the better, in my opinion. But like, why, right? Like, why do you think that's great? Because you just want it going through Tony Khan?
I trust Tony Khan just like I trust any non-wrestler at the helm rather than an active wrestler at the helm. I don't want Dusty Rhodes in every main event. That's exactly what they were doing. They held all the titles, and they had the majority of all television time. Yet they weren't the biggest stars.
Okay. No.
So the thing is, like, I'm glad about this. I'm happy. They're like make it to TK. TK runs the show, and they have a reasonable input for Indy. They still input from everyone. He wants input from all wrestlers for their characters and such, but he's the final say, and it's no longer like a group meeting.
Yeah, it's.
How do you feel
I feel okay about it. I do think one sole voice isn't always the most constructive. I mean, even when WWE was at its best in the 80s, it was still Vince and Pat Patterson, and I guess Bruce Pritchard at times too. I would hope.
You think that's when WWE was at its best?
Creatively, potentially, yeah. Between that and the 90s, which was also Vince McMahon and Vince Russo and Pat Patterson too. There were always two or three people who were kind of running things. I would say, and this is controversial potentially, but maybe the best storyline in the history of the WWF is either Austin McMahon or the year-long Macho Hogan.
Macho Man versus Hogan.
And that was Pat Patterson and Vince McMahon sitting down by the pool.
I'm not disagreeing with, but it's not Pat Patterson running the show. It's Vince, and Vince makes the decision. And I'm like, just like Pat Patterson, like those EVPs have a say in their characters, and I think that's a better way of going about it. You're saying your character, and he's just like, I like that idea, let's run with it. But it's his say. It's no longer like, oh, I got a buddy who should get a job here, that type of thing with Brandon Cutler. Like, Brandon Cutler is absolutely useless.
I feel like you're unfair to Brandon Cutler, if I'm being honest with you.
Oh,
yeah, I think so. I think you're being it. I will say that he got kicked in the face so hard last night, and it was the best. He got destroyed, and it was awesome. Not anybody can get kicked in the face like that. That's the best use of him I've seen.
That's really the best use of him we've seen so far. It really is. Really, really is. But where do you see this going forward, moving forward? Do you see dissension? Because apparently Cody and the other people in the Elite do not talk to each other. Did you know that?
I've heard that. I don't know if I believe it, but
I believe it because it's been reported.
My feeling is that Cody and the Bucks were never very close, but they recognized that them together would create a very strong business partnership, so they're in it business-wise. That's, they were never best friends. I mean, I think like the Bucks and Kenny are very, very good friends and have been for a very long time. So I think they talk as much as they need to. I don't think there's any animosity. I think it's just like, like we were really close when we were putting this thing together. Now that we've put it together, we've realized that we actually have nothing in common. So you're gonna go do your thing and like smoke cigars and drink whiskey, and we're gonna go pray. So like that's how this is gonna go.
Is Kenny Omega a prayer?
He's not. They both just like really weird. It's my understanding that the reason they're friends is because one, they love wrestling, and two, they both have really weird senses of humor. Like Kenny's a fucking weirdo at the end of the day.
Yeah, he's a weird. He is a weirdo, and that's why I kind of like Kenny. We got a comment here. Redley says, "Flying out to Britsburg."
Hell
Very
yeah!
Good. Let us know how the weather is. Seems chilly. Let's move on. We got another piece of news here. This is interesting, if true or if it happens. Right now, it's just speculation. Mall of America wants to host an AEW event. That'd be. I
think if they have the ability, they love WCW callbacks, and this would be the ultimate WCW callback, first ever Nitro from the Mall of America. So I'm sure they'd be happy to do that. That would be great. I love wrestling shows in different venues. Give me something different. Love it.
Yeah, put them on a beach. Put them in a fucking mall. Put them on a floating device in the water.
Put them on a beach. Please.
Put them on a beach. Why haven't they put them on the beach? They're on the fucking beach.
Yeah.
Get some sand. Moving on. We got some stuff here. This is just a quick thing. Brody Lee doc. The Brody Lee documentary is coming out. Did you see it?
No, you're getting all these hot scoops that I haven't heard.
Yeah, there's some scoops. It's a Brody Lee doc. It seems like by his friends and indie wrestlers. So there's no footage of WWE or AEW, and it's just about his time coming up, and then like the friends reacting to his death, which just seems sad. But it's like there's a 2-minute trailer, a teaser online, and there's also. The John Huber Foundation was created.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That? Yeah, and it's for families who are going for the creative arts, creative pursuits, but they are stopped because of family issues or family concerns, and they're going to help them. That's great.
That's fantastic.
I think that's a really fucking
that's
cool
really awesome
foundation. Yeah. But yeah, we have something here from Redley. Wrestling match on a plane. Yeah.
Why not?
Redley, if you're referring to Plane Ride from Hell, you should watch that.
Have you ever seen it has like some name, but it's Dustin Rhodes. It's Dustin Rhodes' last match in WCW before he becomes Goldust.
Tiny Red.
Where he fights. It's Dustin Rhodes versus Bunkhouse Buck on a moving car. On a truck. Yeah, really bad. Really bad.
Terrible match. They're scared.
Yeah. Actually, come to think of it, WCW did a lot of really dumb location matches. So,
like, do
you remember the junkyard match? On top of a roof.
And giant falling off
and then
the
they
roof.
did like a 26-person, I don't know if it was that many, but they did a multi-person junkyard match. It was like a hardcore junkyard match, and literally half the people in the match got injured. Like everybody got hurt. Public Enemy, William Regal, Finley, Sandman, Mikey Whipwreck, all of these people hurt. Terrible.
That would be my gimmick. If I was going to be a wrestler, I just have specialty matches in random places, like Bounce Castle. I was like, that's what was great about the WWE 24/7 title, the hardcore title, not the 24/7 title, hardcore title. But Redley says supermarket sweep. Okay, great. Moving on. We got this is some news. Leo Rush is all elite. For the second, third time?
I think this is the first official time.
No, he was.
He made an appearance.
I thought he was all elite, and
then they never officially signed a contract because he retired. But now he's back out of retirement.
Well, I hope he stays this time because I'm curious. Yeah. I'm curious about it.
I am. I saw he mentioned something on Twitter about like, should I be a singles wrestler? Should I be in a tag team? Should I be in a trios? And if they do a trios tournament, him, Dante Martin, Matt Sydal, great trio. I'm into that.
Or Dante and his brother.
Where's his brother? I miss his brother. Yeah, come on back. We miss you.
Yeah, get back. Yeah. Hurry up. Take some steroids. It worked for a lot of people. It worked for Canyon. No, he got an infection. Then Bobby Fish. You didn't hear about that?
Infection? That was in the episode? Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was in the episode. He was trying to rush a thing, so he took steroids from a dirty needle. And he got a blood infection that took him out a year rather than just the 3 months that he was supposed to be out. Really fucked up his career. But Bobby Fish is going to be wrestling with the company with Sammy Guevara. And we talked about this. It was breaking news for us. Breaking news. We had it in the middle of our thing. But how do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's a good showcase. I feel good about it. I think it'll be a good match. Good for Bobby Fish to get one match on Dynamite before he never comes back again. I think it's just going to be a one-time thing for him.
I don't like how they announced it. Did you watch how they announced it with Sammy Guevara and Tony?
Yeah. I just remember him saying, I looked at my phone and looks like I'm fighting Bobby Fish. Kind of anticlimactic.
I hate that. I hate that so much. And then even fucking, what's his name? I forget the guy's name. Don Lambert. Dan Lambert came out and he's just like, you're shitting me. You were able to fucking get the title for 5 seconds and you're already making matches with people who aren't even on the card. I prefer that it was just a thing with Tony Khan. Tony Khan just said, we got this guy. He's coming for one shot for that title.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I agree with that. I also think Bobby Fish would be a good, I don't know, whatever. A good fit.
Good what for Dan Lambert?
Because he's a technical wrestler. He's a grappler. Oh yeah. He's got a mustache.
Yeah. Get rid of.
I
Ethan
like
Carter.
Ethan Page a lot.
Bring in.
I like him a lot.
Yeah. Hasn't really shown me much.
Ethan Carter. Hey, speaking of Ethan Carter, is he on your news at all? Did you hear about this free? I should have probably researched this more. He did a show that's like all cinematic wrestling, I think. He did like a full pay-per-view that's all cinematic wrestling, and the main event is him versus Braun Strowman. And I saw a screen capture from it, and Ethan Carter, goddammit, EC3 is on the ground, and Braun Strowman has his arms in the air and he's crying. It seems really interesting.
Quick side note on Braun Strowman, he's going to be the special analyst for the Strongman Arm Wrestling competition. In case you're looking to find where your next Braun Strowman fix is going to be. It's going to be at the Strongman Arm Wrestling competition. Moving on, we got some more stuff to cover. We got old guys in AEW, Royster.
Tell me about it.
We got into some news on some of our old friends. What?
Yeah, tell me about it. Your picture is really small, so I'm trying to fix your picture.
No, I know. I said tiny red.
Tiny red. I thought you were saying that to the comments.
No, I'm tiny red. Jake the Snake recovering from foot surgery. He had some pins put in his foot. That's why he's gone.
He wasn't missed. Lance Archer also hasn't really been missed too much, but
I like him better. I like Lance Archer better without him. Moving on, we also got. Oh, this is my favorite piece, even though it's not really even news. Arn Anderson, minutes after that show ended, AEW Dynamite, available on boxofgimmicks.com. We've got the Arn Anderson Glock t-shirt, which I really want. I really want that. He is armed Anderson is sweeping the nation.
He sure is. He sure is.
It's really good.
I'm glad because it felt like that was risky. There could have been a pretty huge backlash of a guy on a wrestling program saying he shoots someone in the head. In any situation, there could have been a big backlash, but it seems like everyone just thinks it's adorable.
Into it. Do not steal Arn's car. Now we're moving on to some other stuff, and this is some news that you're going to appreciate. Michael Francis Foley from Long Island, New York, is going to be presenting the GCW title.
I love it.
Fight Club, in a match from Nick Gage versus John Moxley. And you're
100% for it. I mean, as long as Mick's not like getting involved, I'm definitely into it. Nick Gage has publicly said that the reason he wrestles is because of Mick Foley. Mick Foley's his lifelong favorite wrestler. So this is a big moment for Nick Gage. It's Nick Gage's biggest match in the history of his career. Maybe on par with the Chris Jericho match at least. So yeah, let's make this huge. GCW is doing a lot of things right when it comes to feeling as though they're Is this pen dropping? You protesting my comments?
Not meaning to.
They're doing a lot of things right when it comes to being a legitimate indie company. Like being on par with what ECW was. Like starting to do bigger arenas, doing consistent shows, bringing guys like Foley. Stuff is the right call for a company like this. I have my issues with them. You have significantly more issues with them, but they're doing it. It is what it is.
They're doing it. I'm surprised WWE is allowing this, allowing them to participate in an indie that has a pay-per-view. This is a pay-per-view indie. You know, I'm shocked that they allowed this because he is a legend.
I was gonna say, is he under one of those legend contracts? Sounds like he
just got his new toy come out. Get a big new toy come out. But interesting stuff. We'll be sure to follow it. I'm sure we're going to cover it. We're going to watch it. This is some interesting news. This just came out, I think, the past day or so, or even today. Brock Lesnar and Ric Flair are both scheduled guests for the Joe Rogan Experience. Yeah. Apparently, Ric Flair's was already filmed in July and recorded in July. So it's pre this information. So I'm not going to hate on Joe Rogan necessarily just yet. The world was fine with Ric Flair in the summer. He was on WWE TV and such. And Brock Lesnar, I'm gonna watch both interviews.
There's a few things about this that bother me. One is that yes, Ric Flair. I appreciate and understand where we're coming from as a wrestling community now, I guess, and saying that like we didn't know about this information beforehand. We did. We all knew about it.
No. I'm not saying we didn't. But the collective world didn't know that Ric Flair was sexually assaulting people on planes. Right. You know, that this is so I'm not going to say this is Joe Rogan being like, oh, let's get fucking Hitler on the show. You know, like he's doing. We got Tony here. Tony says, boom. Tony. Adam Cole fan in here.
And when I think of Brock Lesnar doing interviews, there's this very quick moment if you go back and you watch the when he was on Steve Austin's podcast. They're talking about Paul Heyman. And I think it was like Austin was saying, like, when you first came back to the WWE, like you were by yourself, and then they brought in Heyman, and now Heyman's cutting these monster promos for you, and you're doing great work. And they make a joke, he laughs, and then Brock Lesnar, and I don't know why they didn't edit this out, he laughs and says, yeah, you got to let the Jew eat. Got to let him eat. And I'll just never, like, that is the, he said that because he was referring to Paul Heyman. And, like,
gotta let the Jew eat. What does that even mean?
Give like Heyman, like Lesnar eats up opponents. Heyman eats up promos. Like, gotta let the Jew eat. Give him his time. Gotta let the Jew eat.
I'm almost certain that is probably a joke that Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar say to each other that Brock should never say to anyone.
That's what I'm expecting from this Joe Rogan interview. A lot of things that are like, you probably shouldn't say that, Brock. Like,
oh man, but he is a good interview. because he doesn't. He just says everything,
and he's clearly completely
hear
untouchable. Because if he wasn't, he would have been off of WWE television after Terry Reynolds said the thing about him exposing himself to her. So.
Yeah, exactly. Waving his dick in front of Terry. I want to see a Goldust match. I want to see Goldust fucking. I would love to see it. Tony says Brock hates people. Well, you're damn right, Tony. He does hate people. He really does. And he only likes three. He only likes like three people: his wife, his kid, and Paul Heyman.
Yeah. I think he also likes Steve Austin.
And Terry
he likes.
Okay, I'll stop. No, it's not right. It's terrible. It's toxic. It's disgusting. We got one more thing for you today. We got one more thing. And, it's not even one more thing. That was the last thing. I put Premiere from Roads to the Top at the bottom of this list. And we talked about it, Tony. You missed us talking about it. It's going to be available on the podcast. And you can re-listen to this and share it with your friends. Let them know that this is here. Let them know that we're here. Tony. We're counting on you, Tony. We're looking at you, Certified Hustler. We're looking at you, Redley697. Let them know. Let the people know.
Let
the people know. There's a guy in my building because I am in a U-shaped building, right? And my apartment is inside the U. So this is a big amphitheater, let's say. An amphitheater of sound. And there's someone... Like, I'm in the corner of the U, and there's someone right here at the top left of the U that loves wrestling. And he blasts it 24/7.
No way.
Every time I'm out there, if there's something live, it's on full blast. And if you walk by his window, he's just watching some documentaries about it or something, and I need to meet this guy. I need to meet him and let him know what's going on with Loser Lee's Wrestling. He's going to be the whole community in a little bit.
Yeah. Wow.
Well,
hey, just have him over. Have him sit next to you.
But excellent. Do we have anything?
There's some other news out there, probably. Something that I read that I heard about some reactions from some USA executives about the revamp of NXT. Yeah, they love it. They can't get enough of it, which is like great. That's good for them. That's great. The WWE draft was yesterday.
Any big things from that you care about?
It's all bullshit. It's all. What's funny is that not only did they do the draft, but then also they said that all of the draft picks that happened tonight aren't going to be applicable until like October 22nd or something. So it's just like, what are we doing here? Why? What's happening? It's just, how do you feel about? This made me think of this. How do you feel about Keith Lee being Bearcat? How do you feel about that?
Well, you gave me a few things to chew on here. Let me just quickly say about the draft. Yeah, you're right. Apparently, NBC and Fox execs really hate the fact that the draft means nothing, and they expect them to keep it like separate and keep it true, which I'm excited to hear about. I like that information. In terms of Bearcat, Keith Lee, I like it. Want to what? I think that's a cool name. There's some history to it. It fits his persona, his look. He looks like a Bearcat. He looks like a bear, and he wrestles like a cat.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, if that means that he's going to get more time on TV because his name is Bearcat now, great. I love it. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm in support of it.
Yeah. Tony says here, I'm glad more people eyes got to see Onita. Yeah, we talked about it earlier, Tony. We talked a lot about it earlier, how Onita did a great job with that promotion. Not so much as a person. Not so much as a person. Really threw that guy out to dry.
It's funny because that's not clear in the documentary until Terry Funk is like, he left the ring announcer with nothing, with jack shit.
Man, I want to see a whole Terry Funk series. I would love to see a Terry Funk series. And the thing is that with Dark Side of the Ring, like it's weird how they pick their topics. Sometimes they pick scandals, but then someone like a New Jack or a Road Warriors, I don't necessarily understand.
Well, I think what's interesting too is that based on what I've heard, a lot of their decisions come from their fan base. Like they'll put something on Twitter like, who should we cover? And then they look at everything and it's like, well, 25 people have said FMW, so maybe we'll do FMW, and they'll start looking into it.
Sure, but like I would just love it. Like if they're gonna do a profile, do Terry Funk. Do Terry Funk because like not just like because there's the his transition to hardcore wrestling. You get to find out what his family thought about it, the things that he did to his body, the what his knees looked like, how he kept retiring and then not retiring, what that
Yeah.
did to his family, how he
Yeah.
is now.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like
And I think
there's stuff.
Dory Funk is still alive too, so you could get Dory Funk's perspective.
Do it on
Yeah.
the Funks.
Yeah.
Get the Funks in there. Have it be
Yeah.
a
Do a
Funk
Funk episode.
episode.
Why not?
Dark Side, but I guess, but then
It's tough.
I don't know.
It's
I
tough.
get.
It's tough.
It's tough. It's tough. It's tough, everyone. But any other news that's on the forefront of the brain?
I'm trying to. I should have.
Oh, draft parties. They're holding draft parties. WWE's holding draft parties in major cities across the country, except for Los Angeles, which was unfortunate. All right, we get it. You don't like that one. I would love to go to a WWE draft party, honestly. I'd have fun.
Yeah, it would be
have
fun.
fun.
It would be fun. It would be a good time.
How would it
I
not
feel
be
like
fun?
at some point
Let
it
us
would
know what
turn
you think,
into an
Tony.
argument about why WWE is better than all other wrestling, which is like watching you get in that kind of argument is always very fun for me. Watching
Wait,
you
what?
get like the classic Red Jefferson move is like everyone in the room agrees on a topic and you're like, actually, let's talk about this.
Than a classic
Yeah.
Red Jefferson. No, well, because I want us to think of all sides. Let's not all come to a. Let's just think. Let's just think. We got Yankees MCAV1. Any Austin draft party? That's a good question. That's a good question. Are you looking to go? Tony, Roy Stern could host one.
Absolutely
We could
not.
reach out and be like, "You'll host one at A-Bar or Cheer Up Charlie's." Host one at
Did you
Cheer
know
Up
that
Charlie.
A-Bar's now Iron Bear? A-Bar's dead, and now that space has become the Iron Bear.
What happened to the Iron Bear
They
space?
moved to a bigger space. It's a better.
But where's their pool? No,
They
the
still
pool
have a
table's
pool
great.
table.
No, but they had the double layer, the two
I don't
layer.
know. Why?
I'm
It's
angry.
great. Oh,
Yankees. Tony says they totally blew the draft. How can they not draft AJ to SmackDown just for that pop? I'm
Tony,
not sure what that means, Tony.
I'll
I
tell
don't
you
watch-
why. I got an inside scoop here. So when they first
Yeah.
did the brand split recently, AJ was on SmackDown, and then he went to Vince, and he was like, "Hey Vince, my kid plays football on Friday nights. I gotta be on Raw." So they moved him to Raw so he could go watch his kid play high school football. So that's why he's not back on SmackDown.
You heard it here first, Tony. You heard it here first. Wow, that's some good fucking information. Yankees MCAV1. It is Iron
is.
Bear. So it's confirmation A-Bar is Iron Bear. And maybe that's where you should host it, Roy. You and Moet host a draft party at the Iron Bear. That would be pretty great. That would be pretty great.
Of
That
all
would
of
be
the
great.
things to like bring people together, the WWE draft is not the thing. We'll do
Oh,
a
it
watch
can
party
be.
for.
WWE's turning a new leaf. Did you hear what Certified Hustler said earlier? He said that it's pretty fire right now. What did he say? He said WWE is great again. Watch. That's
Got
what he
to
said.
agree to
They said,
disagree.
we don't.
Certified hustler.
You don't
That's
know.
true.
You
That
don't
is
watch.
true. That is very true. That's a good point.
You don't watch. This is a bill.
All right.
Okay. Do we have any other news? Any other
I dropped the ball
saucy
this week.
stuff?
I should have investigated further into what happened. There's stuff that happened. Dave Meltzer reported some things, but I don't remember them, so we're okay.
Why don't we're going to cover it next week? This
This
is what the show's all about. It's all
We're keeping
about that.
rolling.
Yeah, Yankees MCAV says just do it at Fallout. Again, not.
I got
bad
keys
idea.
again, baby.
Yankees MCAV, you're gonna have to reach out to Royster and Moet specifically and get this going. You
I
got
have
keys
Amy's
again?
keys, yeah.
I've got
They
the old
still
keys.
work.
I think
Yeah,
still
they
work.
still work. It's
Oh, I've got those old
crazy.
keys.
This is
I remember they at. Oh, shoot,
Yeah.
we shouldn't be talking about
Yeah.
this. Zack
Yeah.
Sabre Jr. will win G1.
it's possible.
Is
It's
I
possible.
believe it. I believe it. Is he
No,
canceled?
he's okay. He's a good guy.
Will Ospreay?
Ospreay's has he didn't do any. He was accused of bullying. Him and his girlfriend were bullying young talent in ways. He did nothing like physical. Yeah, he didn't do anything sexually, but he would like haze and bully young wrestlers, him and his girlfriend, which is... I'm not sure. I got to look it up. I'm not sure, but it wasn't good. It was mean. He was shitty.
Writing nerd on the locker or some shit.
No, I think they were like trying to bully wrestlers into leaving promotions and things like that.
Well, we're going to have to figure that one out. We're going to have to investigate further on Dark Side of the Loser Leaves Wrestling, or Losers Review Wrestling. Thank you all so much. Ospreay's on Jericho Cruise this year.
Not surprised.
They belong together.
Not surprised. Hey, did you actually...
COVID
hey, breaking news. Tommy Dreamer is also on the Jericho Cruise this year. Just kidding.
Breaking news. Ric Flair and New Jack.
Yeah. Ric Flair's the party master this year on the Jericho Cruise.
Yeah. Party master. Extreme. He's going to do a conga line with just robes. Thank you all so much. This has been Loser Leaves Wrestling. This is the news you can't lose. And make sure to follow us on all the things. And let your friends know that this is on YouTube. And that they should watch. It's here. We're here. We're not going nowhere. Thank you all so much. Have a great night. My name is Red Jefferson. I'm here with Roy Hammer. Bye, Tony. Bye, Yankees Mav. Bye, Redley697. Bye, Certified Hustler.
Goodbye.
Loves the news.